Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope y'all are doing great today. I want to share with you a purchase that my son made. He got some money over the weekend and it burned all the holes in his pocket. He bought this little thing from the Dollar Tree that it's like a little organizer, a desk organizer. It's like a storage freezer. You put pens and pencils and it has a little drawer at the bottom. He bought that, and so yes, Saturday he asked his dad if he would take him to the Dollar Tree so he can buy some notepads and office supplies. He said, "I'm sure your mom have dad." His dad said, "I'm sure your mom has the stuff you want." And I told him I did, but I couldn't. I wasn't gonna stop what I was doing to get it to him right then. So he went and bought those packs of pencil sharpeners, and he bought some notepads. Four in a pack. I think it's 25. Very fun little purchase, and so he gave me one of each color, which is a heart, a rectangle, a circle, and a little star. So he'll be asking me for those back at some point. A couple of weeks ago now, it has to have been doing the break. I saw these line and letter alcohol based fine tip chisel tip markers at Dollar General for $6. Now I told y'all I was refraining from buying stuff, but I was like $6. Let's try these out. They can't be too bad or too good. They have all the basic colors. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out, line them up, and they come in as their own little storage case. So if they're really fun to use, these would be good on the go markers for anybody that's just having fun with their coloring. Made in China. It's a brand of Paramount Global US LCC. So I don't know what that means. That could mean some lady that does YouTube videos and saw some marker colors and was like, "Hey, I want to do this," and got with a company and made them. Or it could be a legit company. So I just laid them out the normal way I do is rainbow color. I know it's a lot of color experts that have told us how we should be coloring and stuff like that, but I just do this. It's a lot easier for me in my brain, I suppose. Um, so I'm gonna put these back in, but I've color coordinated them now. Okay, I chose not to do that. I just set them to the side. So I'm not. This is like a first impression. I have a coloring page over here that we're gonna color up. We probably won't get to all of them because I'm a little pressed for time with my son having to go to school. But I thought it'd be fun to try this out. I could always pause the video, come back, etc., etc. So I am looking for. I've never heard of Line and Letter, the brand. Doesn't mean that it hasn't been around for forever, but I just never heard of it. I think a lot of these marker companies are the same people with a different setup. So we're gonna go with number one. Uh oh. Uh oh. Number one. These markers feel real light. It's red wine, and let's check it out. My little building is unsafe. Looks purple to me. Then we have coral red. It looks coral red. Yeah. Then we have geranium. The lids come off real nice, easy. They do what they say they're gonna do, which is line the paper. This is so far the better of the reds that I have to me in here. And then we got pink, vivid pink. Yeah, I don't like this one. This will be our go-to pink watch. Probably not. Let's see. Okay. Then we have pale purple, which looks almost exactly the same as vivid pink. This new process that I'm doing right now is just something that I want to do. I haven't picked it up from anyone. People probably do this, but I didn't pick it up from anyone. This is French vermilion, and this looks like salad dressing. Spelled it wrong. This line was very smooth, very smooth. Excuse the camera bouncing in and out. We got marigold, which is usually the gold color that I go for. Then we have yellow. This does not look yellow. It looks marigold. Maybe I don't know what yellow, the color yellow really is anymore because I don't think people know what yellow is. This is yellow to me. This is definitely yellow to me. Now this is pastel yellow and this looks green. It doesn't look pastel yellow. It just looks like a highlighter. I mean, they were $6 and I got 24 compared to those other markers that I showed you from Five and Below. We're batting 1,000. We're batting 1,000. This is dark yellow. Dark yellow is a nice brown, except for that screeching. This is a good brown. Then we have pastel peach, and this is very light. Very light. I don't know if this is pastel or not. It doesn't look very pastel. And then we have yellow green. You know, I always say this, and I know I'm going to say it this time. They could have left one of these pinks out, and they could have took marigold out because the yellow and marigold look exactly alike to me. Now we're going to go to the greens and blues. And we're going to do vivid green. So this is vivid pink, and this is pale purple. Now, I tell you this all the time. I know nothing about markers except for what I like. This vivid green is not very vivid, and it looks like it has more blue in it than the yellow. This definitely has more of a hint of blue. Then we're going to go with forest green, which is my favorite green color of all time. And this, maybe it's emerald green, that's my favorite green. The line did really well, and I hope the chisel does too. Oh, maybe that was the operator error. This is emerald green. Let's see if this is the green I like. Maybe it's a color in between these two greens that are. I wrote too big to get this last row. We're going to squeeze it in now. Nice chisel. Nice chisel. Now we're heading into the blue world. And this is baby blue. Now the blues are deceptive in my opinion. Very deceptive sometimes. For a set of 24 at $6, we're doing okay. My least favorite color is this pastel peach so far. We got royal blue, which doesn't look royal to me, but we'll see what comes out. Oh, excuse me. We could have kept this off though, I believe. Sky blue. The lids come off real easy. They are barrel, which most markers are kind of barrely, but they do roll, just not as much as they would if you were circular. They were. Last but not least are the browns. I may start putting brown with the yellows and then this deep purple, indigo, right? Okay. The purples never seem to disappoint, if that makes sense. Like the purples know their job, they show up, they do it, and they're like, call me if you need me because I could. Mm, I can stand in. So this red wine, we could have got rid of a red wine and gave us another purple on this side because wine is usually purple. If I were more versed in markets, I probably would have put the red wine, pale purple, and violet together because those are purples. But I just went with red and pink. I hope that makes sense. Let's do these browns next. We're gonna do burnt orange. See, you're not supposed to put this here. Definitely brown though, which is a good brown. So far, we have two browns that are not labeled brown. We have dark yellow, which is a nice brown, and we have burnt orange, which is a nice brown. And now we have natural oak, which is another brown, but it's called natural oak. So they could have given us a regular, a brown, or is that neutral? No, natural. Yeah, natural oak. Natural oak is a pretty color too. All right, and then we're gonna do our grays and we'll do black last. We got blue gray. I don't know what number system they're using, and that's why I think a lot of these marker companies are probably making it in the same. Because I'm gonna pull these out. They look exactly the same, so I'm gonna put that one there. And then we have green gray. Green gray looks gray, and then we're going to use the black. And sometimes blacks are more grayish than you would think. The black marker does nice. So now I'm going to just take another sheet of paper. This is Nina cardstock, I think. No, yes, Nina. I don't I don't really have like a paper knowledge. So, yeah. I just broke the lid off, which is okay, no big deal. So these are both baby blue. Hello, paper. This is the one we just got, and this is the older one. Let's put these to the side. So this is the older one, right? This is the one we just got. They look exactly the same. So the marker, mm-mm, Okay, let's. This is the bevel, the fine tip, old marker. These two colors don't even match up. This is the new one. They look the same. This is the bevel. No. So this bevel is off on that color, which is, I mean, which I can't really complain about it. I'm not here to complain. I'm just showing you a little bit of comparison with other markers you may have in your repertoire. This is Creative Expert. This is that one, and these are both called Sky Blue. And so this is how Sky Blue looks here. It's supposed to be fine. And then this is bevel. The bevel's a little darker on this one as well. And let's see what we got. These sky blues don't match up at all. Yeah, totally different sky blues. So, these would be good blending tools to have, but let's get back into ours. I want to take our dark yellow and I want to take our pastel yellow, no, pastel peach, and then I want to take our vivid pink and pale pink. So we have the two pinks. I mean, one says it's purple. They blend good together. Yep. So they blend nicely together. And then we have our pastel. Then we have our dark yellow. I don't think we should. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the pastel. This is not a good color for me, in my opinion. And then we have burnt orange. Those may be able to work together, but I'm not sure. Yeah, this one. Uh-uh. All right, so I pulled out four colors. We're gonna color this little wreath up really quickly. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I think we can get this wreath done fairly quickly. So I took out geranium, royal blue, yellow, and vivid green. I found these images on Creative Fabrica, and what I thought would be fun to do is get them in the size of a card front, and we can make cards out of them. But then I didn't put that one on the paper properly, on a little Word document. So that means I would have to fussy cut this one out, which I don't have a problem with doing that. That'll be fine. We're gonna need another green, I see. So we're gonna do let's do this emerald green for our wreath. No, we're gonna do vivid green for the wreath. Let's see. Now I do think that some of the images on Creative Fabrica are AI generated. So if you're not into those things, do not, look. I guess you would have to do a thorough job. to see which ones are and are not. So for $6, I I'm looking at these things thinking this is not a good image to be trying to figure out what is what and what is not. But we're gonna make it work. Things look cute, small, then you blow them up and like, oh no, what happened? Because I think this is a holly leaf. I don't know, because where's this dot at? I don't know. We're gonna get through it. For $6 for 23 markers. I mean, the pale pastel will come in handy at some point, I'm sure. I would say, well, if I can find another box, I'll buy some for my son for uh, a little stocking stuffer if they have them for $6 or maybe less. Maybe I can get a coupon or something and find them. I do think that's a pretty decent, okay deal. Because if you do the math, 6 into 24, what do you get? Or 24 into 6, excuse me. 24 into $6, what do you get per marker? I'm really trying to concentrate on not messing this crazy wreath up. I was watching the Frugal Crafter Sat Chat. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing because I was doing something, and while I was waiting, I was able to pull it up and look at it. And she was like, "Bring back the good old stuff." And the problem with bringing back the good old stuff is that people don't want to pay. The companies and brands, they want the cheap stuff, but they want all the money, right? They don't want to. I feel like they're not willing to. Not all the companies, I should say. They're not willing to do what's right for the consumer. The bottom line is their bottom dollar, right? And I think that that's a problem that we as consumers have to think about when purchasing certain things. She said that she went to website and all of the stuff looked not great. And she mentioned Can Company. Now I don't know if Can Company is still in business or not. I keep asking y'all, and no one wants to tell me if they're still in business or not because I mean I've asked that before. I see stuff at Michael's Hobby. Joann Fabric used to have it, and they don't. Joann is no longer in existence. And I am so sorry to say this. Michael's will never be Joann Fabric. Never. I have a lot of friends that be like, "Ugh, they could never." Michael's can never be Joann Fabric because Joann Fabric had a different feel to it. It had a different type of craftiness to it. Like when I would go into Joann Fabric, I knew that I was going to find something that made me say, "Oh, I never thought of this. I would never have known about this or that." Michaels is pretty stagnant in everything that they have. And right now, all they really have is their brand, Cricket, and maybe one other brand. So Michaels has Ashlander, which is their brand. They have Craft Smart, their brand. And then they have like Cricket vinyl. All right now, that's the big thing, making mugs and cups for everything, right? Shirts, mugs, trying to be self-employed, which is great. We love independence like that. And now that they've gotten, and they have, of course, they have their frame department, and then they have the seasonal rotational stuff. But overall, they rarely get like new stuff in. At least Joanne, they would get, when Dilutions came out with, I want to say it was in 2018. They had the mini stamps from Dilutions, and I bought them from there, which was a great deal. They always seem to have more updated stuff than Michaels. And the customer service at Michaels in some places is just atrocious. They gave us two little bells right here. Mm-mm-mm. We probably can make our own wreath. Draw the picture. I don't know. I do miss when the consumer was thought about. Now it's kind of like I think it's more. I hate to be the old lady in the room, but I think it's technology. I really do think that technology is messing up a lot of stuff. And I'm not saying we don't need technology because I used to be a tech junkie at one point. I used to really enjoy seeing all the new things. Um, and then at some point, I was just like, my phone still works. I don't need a new phone. Like I had a phone, one of my phones for so long uh, that the companies will start pushing out things to make your phone slower, right? And that's what they did, and I still held on to it. I think it was a Samsung Galaxy 6 or 5. It was still kicking. And I think that's why they want you to sell the phones back to them because they're refurbishing or they're going back and taking things and trying to figure out how they can do stuff. Like I don't trust the companies to have my best interests in mind anymore. I think that the bottom line is their dollar. Which I mean, if you're a company, I guess I can't complain because you're trying to do what's right for you. But I think that if you companies, that is, if companies were to focus more on quality for the consumer, more consumers would become more loyal. I know a lot of people, when I was in school, we talked about loyalty to companies and brands, and now a lot of people are not brand savvy, nor are they loyal to the company. Like when I was younger, Black and Decker was the thing, end all be all. You knew if you was buying a Black and Decker anything, it was gonna last you for forever. Um, I had an iron that I got from Walmart for 9.99. It lasted forever, but when I went to Italy, my then boyfriend dropped it on the floor, and that floor broke the iron. So I went back to try to find the same iron, and of course they didn't have it, and it was $10 extra. So I got a $20 iron, and while it does the job, it's still not. It still wasn't as good of quality as the old iron that I had, which you know, it's always a thing. My son is having a Christmas party, and they said it's closed to the kids only. They've had two events that I was not invited to. It's only for the kids. because the party is at 10 to 11. It's the last day of school before the winter break starts, and I can't go. I'm a little bit upset about that. I really wanted to just be there and watch him and observe, but I mean, he's in the fourth grade, so what do you expect, right? I expect to go to the party. That's what I expect. I'm just saying. Now, what are these supposed to be? That's really, this is a real question. What are those supposed to be? Let's make, I don't know. Maybe we can do, I don't want to do red and stuff again. When you look at these 24 markers, you only get the base colors. You don't get a good variety of colors. So I'm going to just vivid pink. No, let's do it French vermilion. Let's do that one. Cause I don't know what these things are. I think the pastel peach may go with this one. I'm not sure how, but I feel like if I put that on, it would give it a different color. I'm not trying it though. I think next week we're gonna start. I'm gonna try to get all the videos that I recorded uploaded for the rest of the year, except for the live, not the live, the collaboration videos. Now I could. What do y'all think? Leave me a comment in the comment section. Tell me, would you buy these markers? I've given you what they could do, the capability. I broke this off. It just comes off easy. So it's not broken, but I broke it off. I would say that I would buy these again for $6. Definitely worth the purchase. I feel like we could get better colors though, and we probably could do some secondary and tertiary coloring to make this a thing. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the purchase. So I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed my first impressions of these line and letter dual tipped alcohol markers that I pay for with my own money. I want to say thank you for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.